Hello, it's Sue here from the Unicorn Advisory, your trusted Kajabi expert, and I am back for another one of our live tutorials for Kajabi month. I have named October Kajabi month. There is a whole lot of exciting stuff going on, and today's tutorial is all about how you can DIY your own funnel in Kajabi. Now, often it can feel a little frustrating, especially if you are on the basic plan and you only get 3 funnels, and maybe you're like, but what if I want 20 funnels. Well, the great thing is it is simpler than you think to DIY your own funnel. The Kajabi funnel builder is kind of handy and it's really good when you're getting to know Kajabi, but it is perfectly easy to be able to do that all yourself. I'm going to show you how you can set up a funnel and then disband it, and you will see that everything in the funnel is still there. So you never need to worry about clicking delete. I'm going to show you how you can set all the Kajabi funnels up yourself so you can go through and you don't need to be like, oh, I've only got 3. I need to pick and choose. There is a way that you can go and set them all up, see what's in it, start to understand how the different parts of Kajabi work together. And I'll show you, if you do want a funnel for some reason, how you can set that up. So any questions as we are going, just pop them into the question box. I'll either answer if I see it come up during the live tutorial, or I'll come back and answer it later if I don't notice it until the end. But hopefully I will. But yeah, we're going to jump in and see how we can set up these funnels and how you can make the most of the funnel, aka pipelines, in Kajabi. And maybe you'll be like me. I don't really use the funnels in Kajabi at all. So maybe you'll be like, I'm going to scratch that out of my life and not have the hassle. But if you are using them, you're going to understand a whole lot more how they work. So I vote, let's jump in and we will get this tutorial started. Now, before we do start, there is an awesome deal on at Kajabi this week and for the entire month if you are wanting to try out Kajabi. So do go to theunicornadvisory.com/Kajabi and you'll see all the information about those 2 amazing deals. There is one that's going to start in a few hours where you can get 20% off your first year and a 14-day trial with Kajabi. Or if you're like, I would like to have a lot more time to look around and potentially make money before actually starting to pay for Kajabi, then the 2-month or 60-day trial might be for you. But check out that information. We offer heaps of awesome bonuses as well because, Kajabi pays us an affiliate commission if you sign up through us. So we pay you back with awesome support. Anyway, let's jump in. So funnels in Kajabi. So when you go into your marketing area, you will see the funnels option. So with the funnels option, you can come in and create a new funnel. So you can either do one from scratch. There is an option there to do a blank one where you can actually pull in pages that you've already made. Or you can start out with some of these funnels that are here to sort of see and understand what the funnels are and what the components are. So I'm just going to go through this freebie funnel today. But after I've done this, I would really recommend, especially if you are new to Kajabi, to actually come in, or if you've never really used the funnel aspect of Kajabi, just come in and create each of the funnels. I'll show you how you can delete the content from the funnels afterwards, just to get a sense of what is included. So let's start with our freebie funnel. It's the simplest one, and occasionally I do use this if I just want to get something done really quickly. Like I'm like, all right, I want to smash this out in an hour. So we'll get started. We'll call this test. We can select a PDF file if it is something where it's like a free download of a PDF. If you select this here, it's going to automatically add it to the button that I'll show you at the end, but you don't have to if you don't have it ready, or if you're not actually doing a PDF type of lead magnet. So so we'll leave this one blank for now. And we'll call this test. I have a lot of test funnels in this account. So this one is the funnel that's going to have a sign up page. And what the funnel is going to do is it's going to create all of the different things that you need within Kajabi for you. So instead of going to Kajabi and having to go and create a page and going into landing pages and create a page and then go into forms and create a form and then go into email sequences and create an email sequence and then go back into pages and create a thank you page, it's creating everything you need all at one time, which allows you to, just get things done really, really quickly. I'm going to show you another little trick after this as well, a new feature that Kajabi have added to make this process easier too. So we've got our simple funnel. So whenever you create any funnel in Kajabi, it's going to add the pages that Kajabi feels and the elements of Kajabi that are most helpful for that funnel. So if it's a sales funnel, it will connect up to your checkout for your offer. And the sequence that it creates is going to be like a sample sequence with some information. This one's only got one email in it, and it will say like add your email. But we're starting out with this funnel here, so this page, and this is Kajabi creating a new page from scratch. There is a way that you can add in your own page, and I'll show you that when we can just add a page in, or you can create a blank funnel and do it that way. So this now has created a simple landing page for us. And on that landing page, there is a form. And if we click into this form, we'll see that there's a form being created called test form. The reason that that is called test form is because when it asked what the funnel was to be named, I call it test. So when you are creating the funnel, if you're actually going to do it as a live funnel and not just a playing around, make that name something that is more specific. So if it was like 5 tricks for dog training, call it 5 tricks for dog training, and then you will have the name of that as the form and the name of the different pages, and also the name of the email sequence. So we can see then the form is already on the page, rather than you going, oh, I need a form, and then going and adding a form block when you're building the page, and then clicking into edit your forms and then creating forms. It's all done for you, and then you can just change the actual look of this pipeline. You can change the image, put your copy on here, and make it look how you want. You can certainly go in and actually add some additional sections onto this page. So if you're like, well, that's not really helpful, I want a page that's got a little bit more, then you can come and add in additional content. You might want to add, sorry, I'm going into the wrong section. You might want to add a different sections. You might want to put some text on there. You might want to have an image, some cards with different information. So all of the usual page elements and building blocks and sections that you can normally find on Kajabi pages are here. The only difference is they're down this right-hand side of the page, except usually when you're editing in Kajabi, it's down the left-hand side. And that's because your actual funnel is set up down the left-hand side. So apart from that, everything works with these pages exactly the same as a regular landing page, because this is just a regular landing page. A funnel page isn't some special page. It is just a landing page that is held within the container of the funnel. So you will go and adjust that page, change the copy, and make it how you want. Now, I would suggest that you do actually go into your form and you actually go into edit your forms and just check that that is set up. So when you come into edit your forms, it's going to take you to where all of your forms are. And I would go into that form. This is where you can change the name if you want. It is automatically going to set it up as double opt-in. Now I'm going to cover in a different video my thoughts on double and single opt-in. I only recommend using double opt-in if you're going to set it up in the optimal way. And that means doing extra things. So if you are not going to do the extra things, then just stick with single opt-in. The reason being is that double opt-in is going to send someone a message saying, hey, you've subscribed, please subscribe, which is really the automated message is awful. So I always go send custom. This is what it's going to send. Important, please confirm your subscription. Click the button to confirm your subscription to whatever the name of your site is. That is very uncompelling. It's probably not going to get someone wanting to actually get the free thing that they've just signed up for. So if you want to do it, please promise me you'll actually go and update this, and ideally you will send them to a page where your thank you page is. So there is some extra setup if you're going to use a double opt-in. If you're not going to set that up, then just opt for the single opt-in, and you can always come back and do that additional settings later. So single opt-in, check to make sure that you're happy with the names on the form field and there's not anything else that you want to add in. If there's any additional info that you want to appear on that form on the page, you can add it in here. Now, Kajabi has, because we set it up through a funnel, has already set up a sequence for us, which is really handy. But if you want to do anything else like add a tag, that is where you can add that in now. So we can come in here and add a tag. So when form is submitted, then add a tag, and whatever your freebie is related to, you can, create a little code for yourself. So before I said, what if it was 5 ways to, I can't remember what I said, train your dog. Then you could make it like 5W TD or something like that. So you've got a little code and you use that on all of the pages and all of the elements of this so that you can see that someone has subscribed to that. So you can add tags or do any other automations if you want. If you want to check what the sequence looks like, you can either click on this test email sequence or you can come back to the funnel and we can just go to the sequence from here. Just remember to save and then you can click into the sequence or you can do it from the form. So one of the things that is helpful about funnels is that you can easily navigate to the different parts of the funnel in a funnel than when you're going to the separate parts of Kajabi. So that's the only thing that I would say is, slightly helpful, rather than going to website landing pages and then going marketing, forms, and then marketing, email campaigns, and then finding the email campaign. The pipeline is like a quick navigation. So we've got our email sequence. So it's brought us into the email sequence and we can edit it right here. So we can come in and, change that email. Obviously, you'll want to fill that in and not just leave it saying insert a welcome message. And if you want to add additional emails to that, then you can come back. I don't think everything is here. Okay, we're going to come back to this part of it. Yes, so we could add a new email into the sequence here. So that's a helpful way to navigate through everything. And then if we come back out to this main area here, we can also see that we've got the thank you page, and this is what I talked about earlier, where I said that the thank you page has that information on it. So if it was a PDF and when you first created the funnel, it said, do you want to add the PDF? That will be attached to this download now button. Now, the only thing that's a little bit of a pain with the download now button is you can't actually see on here if there is a file attached. It's kind of like, oh, is there? I'm not sure. And the only way to check is to go into preview and actually click on the button. So if you click on the button and nothing happens, it means, there we go. So nothing is there. So we're clicking and it's Kajabi's like, nope, there is nothing there. So then you'll just need to actually go download and pick the file and upload it and then just test that. It's also the same way if you ever want to update, if you have a PDF and then you change it, just come back. There's no way to like remove it. You just add a new file. So you just pick a file and then put that file on there. However, what happens if you don't want to, if it's not a download? What if it's a watch the free training or watch the video or something like that? Maybe it's a registration for a webinar. Well, if it's something like that, you could put the video right here on this thank you page if it's for a free webinar or a masterclass or something like that. If it is so that they can get access to something else, maybe they have, part of it is to get access to a free mini course or something like that. This button here can do whatever you want it to. So it doesn't need to say download now. It could say access your free training. And you could then either take them to a landing page or you could take them to a URL. So a landing page might be if you have the information or if it's like a little mini training or a collection of resources, something like that, you might have it on another page or you can just put it onto this page. So it's totally up to you, but that doesn't need to be a download button. It's just that Kajabi has determined that in most situations, a free lead magnet is really likely to be a PDF or a guide or some sort of downloadable file. So it's setting that up as the default. So you can certainly override it and make that whatever you want. You could even send someone to a separate URL if you wanted to, if it was something that was outside of Kajabi, or if you want to have a specific URL to share. But yeah, the download file there is also an option. But let's say that on this thank you page, you actually do have a free training and you want to add that. You might be like, well, I can't see where to put the video. So you can either add content into this one section and actually add a video on here. You can either embed the video or you can add a video in and you can add the player. And in that case, you would probably want to get rid of this, this call to action button. So you just uncheck that and it will be gone. And you can have the video there. And I would probably, in that situation, if it was a video, there's most likely you're going to want someone to take an extra a step after the video. So you can then go and add an actual call to action block underneath that. So we can go and add the call to action so it's appearing underneath, not part of this this text block. So that would be a situation if there is a video training. So it's really good to know that there is flexibility with the funnels, because sometimes it can feel like you have to do it as it's set up, and it's really not the case. There is a lot that you can do. So within the funnel editor, like I said, the only difference between landing pages and funnel pages is there is no difference. It is exactly the same page. It is just that you see it in a slightly different way because all of the editor is on the right hand side. But it behaves exactly the same as any page. And the difference in Kajabi, I'm just going to show you this here. I'm going to go into this is the little shortcut to get quickly to your landing pages, by the way. So you don't have to go website and then pages and then landing pages. You'll see when you are in your pages area, we have website pages. So those are the pages that are all in that sort of collection of your website. This is your individual landing pages, and then you have funnels. Now, the only difference between landing pages and funnels is that this is just an organizational category. The pages are exactly the same. And if you delete a funnel, as I'll show you in a sec, the pages don't delete. They just, the actual little container, the folder is deleted and they'll pop back into landing pages. So it's just a way of keeping these landing pages and funnel pages separate. But there is no actual structural difference. It is just a landing page. And you can come in here and see any of the pages. You can copy the pages. So if you have a sales page that you've made in a funnel and you love and you want to make a copy of it, you can just come into here and just copy it and do everything that you would normally do with a landing page. It's just that it's in this funnel area. So it's, yeah, it's an organizational thing rather than a different type of page. So yeah, with our pipeline, you can do the edits in here, or if you want to, you can come into the funnels and do the edits here. I think if you've got a pipeline, it's just as easy to do it in the pipeline. It depends how you feel about editing and whether you like it on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. But in terms of the actual funnel itself, sometimes people can be really scared to delete the funnel because it'll feel like, and it gives you a horrible warning message. If you go delete, it's going to say, are you sure it cannot be undone? And you might freak out and go, well, I just did all this work and I made this email sequence and all these pages. And no, of course I don't want to delete that. Well, the great thing is that deleting this, all it is doing is basically deleting this page where everything is held in one place. It's deleting the connection that holds it together. And I have an analogy, you might have heard me talk about it before, but you know, when you get a credit card in the mail, and usually the bank or the credit card company will send it to you and they will attach the card to the information piece of paper with a little piece of glue so that they don't become separated, so that the card and the letter are stuck together. However, when you take that card off the paper and you get that little piece of glue and you play with it in your fingers, as you do, and you throw it in the bin, it doesn't stop the card and the paper sort of, you know, still being together. It just means they're not stuck together. It doesn't mean they live in the same place, but they still exist. And that is exactly what happens here. This funnel is like that little bit of glue, and throwing it away doesn't make the things in it stop working. It just means that you can't come into one little central place and just click through to the different things in one place. You just have to go to all the separate places. You have to go to landing pages, you have to go to forms, you have to go to then the automations are done on the forms, the sequences. All these are just in separate sections of Kajabi, but they'll still exist. So I'm going to show you. We're going to delete this. Delete. And it's going to come here. It is no longer here, but we're going to come back to our landing pages, and we are going to come into landing pages, and we should see these pages now in here. Actually, we won't, because it's going to put it in the date that it was made. Oh no, the date was changed. I've got this set by when it was last changed. So this thank you page, that was the page that I was just playing with before, where you saw me make the video. And it was previously in a funnel. This is that exact page that I was just playing around with. So it is a landing page. It behaves exactly the same, but now this editor is on the left-hand side. And now it's no longer in a funnel, but it still exists. It's still within Kajabi. So that's why I say, you know, use all the funnels and then delete them all again. And then if you are just playing around, because this is the opt-in page that we just made, and you might be like, well, I don't really need that because I just was playing, and you know, you can come and double check and you're like, well, that's not really that helpful anymore. Maybe even this thank you page. Oops, not that one, sorry. Maybe the thank you page is the same thing. You can delete them if you want. So you can just come to this opt-in and just delete that page. That one you might be like, "Oh, am I sure? Have I got the right page?" But when you're playing around, you don't need to worry about deleting those. You can unpublish it if you're a little bit like set it to draft if you aren't so happy about. Actually, did that delete? Oh yeah, there we go. It did. It was just not updating. So now it's gone, and we don't need to worry about that page anymore. But we're going to come back into our funnels, and I'm just going to show you one other thing within the funnels. When you have a funnel and you share the pipeline of the funnel, you might copy the link of the funnel. And when you do that and you copy the link, it's a really ugly link and it says PL and it has some numbers. And you cannot change that. You might be like, well, I want to change that. So you come into here and we'll copy that. And you can see it's like PL214. And you might be like, well, I want to call it, you know, free dog training or something like that. Well, you can't actually change the name of the pipeline that is set. However, if you do want to use a pipeline and you want to change the name, then just come into edit details on this first page. You just need to do it only for the first page and just change that here. Like come into this, you might see that it's got some weird numbers and you can just come into this page and change it to dog training or whatever you want to call it. And we'll go save. And now, when you share this link, the one that you just created, that's the start of the pipeline, and everything will work exactly the same. And it will go through and follow the steps of the pipeline because that's essentially what's happening when you're creating landing pages. And if you create a landing page and you put a form on it, and if you put the form that when someone submits the form, then they get an email sequence, that's exactly the same as what a funnel is doing. It's just kind of doing it all for you, and it's helpful for when you're not sure about the different parts of Kajabi. So, what happens if you've already made some landing pages and you want to put them in a funnel? Maybe you do want to have it so that you've just got one funnel where everything is all in one place, and you're like, oh, that's so much easier. Well, if that is you and you prefer to have that kind of layout, then you can come down here to a blank funnel. So we'll get started with this blank uh, funnel test, and we'll create this. And in this situation, it's not going to create all of those assets for you. It's going to allow you to bring things that you've already created into the funnel. So it has created this blank page, which we can delete after. It seems to need to create something. But what we can do here is we can add things into the page. So we can add pages. Now, at this point, you could add a new landing page and you can actually click on that and choose from some different options. And interestingly, these templates that are in here are not actually available in the rest of Kajabi. So you might want to at some stage have a look and see if you like these, create them and then delete them again, and then they'll be forever in your pages in Kajabi. But we're going to go with an existing landing page, and we're just going to choose one that we've got. And where's one? Oh my gosh, this is a little bit tricky because let's go sales page. This is my partner account. So it's not a live account. So I should have probably got organized with this in advance. So now we can see that we're adding in this sales page, which also, by the look of it, is a coding test page. And that has on it, it has a form for a mini course waitlist, which has automations. The green is the automation. So when form is submitted, then add a tag. And when form is submitted, then subscribe to an email sequence. And Kajabi has picked up that information and it's added that sequence in here for me, which is really helpful. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. We're going to remove this blank page. And again, removing the page from the funnel, all that is doing is taking it from that funnel area. So we'll come back here so I can show you landing pages. Come into our pages. And all it is doing is moving the page from funnels into landing page. It's not deleting it or anything like that. So we can see now this blank page, which was that one that we just removed, isn't deleted. It's just moved over. So we've got this here. And then maybe instead of an actual wait list, we might have an extra step. So the email sequence could be directing people to a either a thank you page or some kind of actual sales page for a program. So we could add a thank you page that we've already created, or a confirmation page, or one of those ones that's already in our system. So you don't have to use the blank pages. You can bring in what you've already got into the pipeline and move those different things around. So this is what they're going to get, this confirmation page of once they've signed up. So you can add as many pages and offers and other things in as you like. So we might want to add an offer in here. Um, that is, oops, that's a free one. So I'm not sure if that'll work. Let's pick a random, my awesome course. Sounds great. So this then will lead people from this page onto this checkout, assuming that that is set up, so that this page is pointing to the checkout, and then it's going to show us the additional things that are going to happen. So on the checkout, we have an automation when offer is purchased, subscribe to a sequence, that's here, and also when offer is purchased, then grant an offer, which is granting them the membership. So this is kind of allowing you to go through to those different things. So let's say we're editing this sales page, we can also go through to any of these other pages really quickly. So we can easily flick through to the lead magnet page without having to go back out and go landing pages and find it and go back in. So it's a way that you can group things in. And then also, if you want to be able to quickly check on the checkout, whether or not, this doesn't have to be attached to that. This is you being able to easily navigate around that. So, and then you can quickly and easily check on the email sequences, the two different sequences that you've got there, and then just sort of see how everything connects to help you work out if you've got it done correctly. Which is why I say the funnels are helpful, but they are not kind of the be all and end all. One thing that might tip you over into wanting a funnel or creating a blank funnel to put their assets together in one place is viewing the statistics. It's not super helpful, I've got to say. It's a little bit simple, but you will be able to see how many conversions were made, like how many signups for how many views on the page. So that can be a little bit helpful. And then conversion rate, which is how many views on the offer and how many sales. And this, I haven't been able to find exactly this conversion rate percentage anywhere else in Kajabi. There is analytics, but actually sort of seeing it in one place, this can help with that. But yeah, there's the analytics in Kajabi are a little bit that is on my list of things that I really hope that they will continue to improve. So I don't generally use funnels at all because of that. But if you want to have the ability where everything gets set up and your funnels are full and you just can't be bothered going in and deleting them, there is another way. So we're going to come into pages. Now, I've only played with this once, so forgive me if I don't get it perfectly right. But if you come in here and do new landing page, you now have the option in Kajabi to do this lead generation page wizard, which also is going to help you actually, have that page. So it's not going to be so like need so much immediate attention. So you can do things like change the font and change the colors and change the button and change the background immediately and add your logo. So you're not ending up with just with that, blank page. So we'll just change this to one of our colors. I'll just change it to gray just so you can see it, but you can actually see these changes, happening in real time, and it gives you a little bit more options and things to play around with that you can do, so that when you are actually getting this page created, it's not you won't need to do as much customization. So this is going to create essentially a simple funnel for you, where something is covering something. I think. Where are we going? Come on. Why can't I see the rest of it? No. Why won't it let me continue? Oh, maybe I have to put a logo in. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can find. Let's just pick this. I don't know what this image is, but we'll pick it and see if it see if it'll work. I don't love that it's going to force. There you go. Okay, so it is going to force you to create to put a logo there. Nice, right? But then what it's going to do is it's going to actually use Kajabi's AI assistant to actually write some content for your page. So it's not so much that it's going to just default to that Kajabi content. You can actually open up and put some topics in. So let's say it is this 5 day, this 5 ways, 5 ways to help improve your dog's behavior. And I don't have a dog and I know nothing about dogs. So I don't know if this is going to be accurate, but this is where it's you need to know. So we're like, hey, um that sounds pretty good. So we're going to apply that. And then what that's going to do is it's going to create all of that on the page. And obviously you can go through and then change that, but it means you're not starting from blank. So that can be really helpful. So you can always just do that now and then come back and change it afterwards. You can set up social links here if you want to. Another thing on my Kajabi wish list that this somewhere gets saved, so it will be able to create it straight away. So we'll just go the unicorn advisory. We'll just put that one in for now. At unicorn advisory, so we can finish that. Um, And now that is going to create that, but it's also going to create the form. What it's not going to do is create that free download page. I don't believe. I think it's just the actual page with the form on it. But it's just a way that then, things are being created for you, and it's just that little bit more advanced. So it's loading our new page here, and now you can obviously change that link if you want to, which is this edit URL slug. This means edit what this is, and then you can actually go into the form. And I would definitely recommend to go into the form before you share it with anyone, just so that you can customize any other information that you want on the form. So we'll go into the form. And this is where before I was talking about the double single opt-in. Luckily, this one, test new page form. I think we called it test. I'm going to just check to make sure this is the correct one. If I called my new page test, that is on me. Test form. Did it? Oh, I'm not sure because I did test form before. Test new page form. Test new page form. I have too many of the forms. All right, so this is me going. Have I done it correctly? Like I said, I've only done this once before. So we're going to come. It's called sign up. So obviously we would want to change the name of that. And it's got our page here and so it has, okay, so this is the difference, right? So what this is doing is this isn't actually creating the form like the pipeline does. This is creating the page, which we can then add a form to. So it's got the forms block, but where it's got edit your forms, this is like when you create a regular landing page, you still need to actually come in and create the form and then connect that to the page. So, that's one of the things where there is that difference. So, so anytime where you are wanting to have that pipeline step where you're going through, that has to be like where you have the things created for you, like the form and the email sequence and the other things where it's in progression. That can be done in pipelines, but then you can delete it and everything will still be there. Or this option just allows you to create a really simple page with content on it rather than creating a blank page that you then have to change. So yeah, so that is the difference. So it's a kind of trick. But yeah, I think that the pipelines are great when you're learning, but you definitely do not need them going forward. So free yourself of the Kajabi pipelines or the funnels. I've got to remember that it is funnels now, but absolutely go through and create them all if you're new. So you can see the different things and the different things that are created with a freebie versus a sales page versus a product launch versus a coaching campaign versus a webinar, so that you simple sales page, go and create them all, have a look at the assets, then delete it and then go into the next one, just so that you get to learn that structure and where things belong in different places. But yeah, so everything in these funnels though will exist somewhere in its little home on the side. So don't be scared of deleting funnels. Only use them if you need to, and hopefully this was helpful. If you do have any other questions, let me just check and see if there was any questions. No, there was not any questions as I was going. Let me know. I will be doing these live tutorials every day during October, well, every weekday anyway. So whatever you need to know in Kajabi, I am here to help guide you through. And also make sure to take advantage of the special Kajabi offers in October if you are considering trying Kajabi. And if you sign up through us, we love to celebrate with you and support you through the journey. And we do get paid a commission when you sign up to Kajabi through us. So we share it back to you with support resources. So the unicornadvisory.com/Kajabi is where you can go to get more information about our trial offers, and especially those very extra awesome offers that are available in October. Sue from the Unicorn Advisory, I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Comment if you have a specific tutorial that you would like me to go through. Bye for now.